Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the weekly Levinson and Associates training webinar series. Thank you so much for taking the time, especially before a busy holiday weekend, right? Here we are Thursday afternoon, right before Good Friday and Easter. So my hat goes off to all of you because obviously we're here to learn something new that will help change our business for the better, hopefully, okay? Let's make sure that we maximize every minute spent in the next 45 to 50 minutes and take down notes. I always say this, but we get so excited with everything we're listening to, and we're starting to have some new ideas that come to the surface. And by the time the weekend comes with the holidays and everything else, you forget about everything you learned on Thursday. So we want to make sure this hour is well spent. So make sure you use a notes app, pen and paper, whatever you prefer. But you're going to hear about some new innovative concepts, technology that's a first in our industry. So this is great. This is part 2 of the Levinson IUL week. On Tuesday, we spoke about an IUL that has some very interesting features and an unbelievable participation rate, right? And of course, great living benefits. And what we're going over today, so a couple days later, is the same innovative IUL, right? But listen to this one. Non-med, no exam, no phone interview, no APS, up to $1 million age 65, okay, with instant decision or even 2-minute decision. So everything happens very, very rapidly, and it's so easy. And this is why I got so excited when I heard about this through Sagicor. So they have made some changes. They've revamped this product, call it a refresher, whatever you want. But here's what's so cool. So if you are working in the final expense space, if you're working in the mortgage protection part of the industry, if you're working with CPAs, financial planners, whatever it is, it doesn't really make a difference. But now we're forced, right, to work from home over the phone through GoToMeetings or Zoom, whatever you call it, right, or even Ring, doesn't make a difference. You need something quick and easy, okay? We all know if you have to put a request ticket in and then wait for someone to call from the home office and then order medical records, by the time you get a decision, okay, if you get a decision, it could be 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and the client will probably change their mind. So you need something quick while you have that client. If you're working our lead program, whatever it is, if you have that consumer on the phone and they're ready to talk, right? You have to be ready with a quote, an e-application, and a decision by the time you hang up the call, right? In order to be dangerous these days. And that's exactly what this IUL is from Sagicor, okay? A- rated. This is a non-med platform up to $1 million age 65, like I said, second time already, so jot that one down. And what's so cool, so Sagicor is a direct IMO contract through Levinson, so there's no MLM fluff where you're 30 layers under the GA, who's under a BGA, who's under an IMO. No, you work direct with the carrier. That's simple, okay? Number one. Number two, scholarship approved, okay? So while you have your client on the phone and you're running a quote and they literally want to apply with you on the phone and get an instant decision with you still on the phone, no problem, okay? And on the same 10-minute conversation, you can self-enroll them. You can say, hey, by the way, do you have children or grandchildren or any blood relative, right, that's in grade school or middle school? And do you think that they would like a 1-year scholarship up to $40,000 of value? And there's no additional premium, no commission reduction? Do you think that would be a nice little gift for you to give to little Johnny or Susie? And of course, they're going to say yes. They're going to think that there's some small print or gray area, and there's not. And all you have to do while you have them on the phone is say, go to BillLevinson.com. And when you're there, click on scholarship, and that's where you're going to self-enroll. So within 10 minutes, you went over a quote with the client. They signed up through an e-application. They got an instant approval, and you enrolled them in the scholarship program, okay? All while making a very nice, healthy commission because you have a direct IMO contract and you're not under 32 people. Okay, so lots and lots of value here. I don't care if you've never written an IUL. They make this so simple, okay, and you're going to hear exactly why in a few more minutes, but it doesn't get any easier. I know in the past you think about IUL and there's so many moving parts, and if you've never sold one before, it could be overwhelming. No, not with this product, and you're going to see exactly why in about 7 to 8 minutes. So great cash values. You're not paying a price for this convenience. I think that's a big one. We all know years ago, call it pre-pandemic, right? If there was a product that was this easy to sell, then the client was paying for that, or you were paying for it because your commissions were 32%, okay? Not with this product. So this has all the bells and whistles. We have a great relationship with them. We're one of their top IMOs in the country. We're one of the few that have access to this platform. So we're honored. And anyway, just sit back, relax, take notes. We're going to talk a little bit about Levinson for 5 minutes, what's new with us. Let's move forward to the next slide here. We'll jump right in. Also, what we're going to do is have the question of the day when we wrap up right before 4 p.m. Eastern time. We're not going to go over this time, I promise. And whoever answers first and correctly wins. Your choice. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to throw in a little something extra. I have the new Prospecting IUL book I'm going to send you, plus the Amazon tablet or Echo. Okay? You get to pick that part. Okay, also, what I'm going to do, if you're already with Sagicor with another IMO, I know most of you are with Levinson, but if you have Sagicor with another IMO, move it over to us. We match, or most of the time beat your commission, plus you get free leads or cash with your first app, and you get access to the scholarship program. We are the only IMO that has Sagicor and Sage tuition rewards program. Okay, so lots and lots of value add by leveraging the iGenius platform, only from Levinson. Left side here, this is another big one. We were talking about final expense burial, okay? And we all know years and years ago, it was kind of, it was a different part of the industry, I'll call it that. Okay, now there's agents, MDRT producers that write over $1 million a year of mainly IUL premium. They're right now running final expense and mortgage protection leads. Why? Because again, they're working from home and they want to keep busy, and it opens the door to other products. Okay, you have to obviously pivot, but again, these are easy products to wedge that door open. And on the left side, this is the first and only 100% client-driven final expense product. So anyway, we're the first and only to launch this product. Very excited about this. And let me also mention one more thing. Not only is it a great opportunity for you all, but think about this. So we have these two new client-driven products. Okay, one is our $1.5 million term with instant decision. Your client can log on at 2 a.m. and you wake up and boom, you sold a term up to $1.5 million or a final expense product, all sitting on your platform. You can literally drive traffic with social media. Okay, I would use some of these Facebook ads. We have great videos we can co-brand for you. They're like 2 or 3 minutes and they kind of tee up the sale for you. But anyway, along with my train of thoughts, here's what I was thinking for you all. Why not, if you know other agents, right? Or you're in a chat group or a forum or a Facebook group, whatever it is, start recruiting these agents to you. Okay, and you can use our platforms, our products, but they can't get this from anyone else. So this is a great opportunity, yes, for you to sell more product, obviously, but why not bring in a few agents under you, okay? And they don't even have to know they're under you, okay? All you have to do, let us know, hey, Andrew, Bill, Joe, Noah, Josh, Ashley, I have Bill Levinson coming on board from Tennessee. Okay, and he wants to get appointed. Send us an email. Boom, you tell us, hey, I want him 10% under me forever. Done. That agent's locked in your downline forever, and they get to deal with us just like you do. So anyway, these are things that will give you a leg up against your competitors, okay? There are so many agencies out there right now, these MLM groups. I'm not going to mention names, But I will tell you right now, every day we're getting calls from these agents. They're saying, Bill, I'm sick of the broken promises. They promised me leads. They promised me 192% commission and nothing's panning out. I'm sick of all the fluff and these powwow meetings that they host every day. It's all BS. So why not you start to take advantage of some of these opportunities, okay? That MLM thing, it's unraveling by the day. So you need to jump in there, okay? Yes, have your retail selling hat on, but why not also have your wholesaling hat on? Why not start to bring some agents over? It's going to help you, helps us. It's a win-win-win, right? Why not? Okay, left side, we have a new guaranteed issue whole life product that we're rolling out as we speak, up to $100,000 straight up guaranteed issue. Again, another first, ages 18 to 70. The only requirement, by the way, this isn't Transamerica guaranteed issue. This is a brand new product that we are rolling out right now. So issue ages 18 to 70. The only requirement, 20-hour minimum work week. That's it, and they're in. Okay? So that's another biggie. Okay, right side is that $1.5 million term we are rolling out on Insure Me Now Direct. I'll tell you, this is a dream come true for me. If you know me personally, you know I've been working on this for many years. Unfortunately, 7 years ago, the only option we had was a decreasing term product. Now, 5 carriers up to $1.5 million issued in 8 minutes or less, all with zero agent involvement. Think associations, right? Think banks, financial institutions, mortgage, more real estate's blowing up right now, okay? Especially in Florida, Texas, Arizona, right? Think about partnering up with a real estate company, mortgage brokers. You can literally put your own link on their website. Everyone that clicks the link and buys, you get full commission on, and even renewals with some products, okay? That's a huge, in the past, you'd say, all right, Bill, yeah, it looks cool, but, the pricing is outrageous. Why not just jump on the phone with them? Well, not anymore, folks. Okay. Especially this new term, 1.5 million, is priced as good as a traditional fully underwritten term. So that's going to be a big one from an A-rated company. Comp is awesome, by the way. So I think you're going to and I almost forgot, cigar smokers, non-tobacco rates. Occasional marijuana users, non-tobacco rates, okay? Think about the marketing opportunities there. I would market this to every cigar shop in South Florida if I was an agent, okay? Think about they have these dispensaries now that are legal in some states, okay? Occasional marijuana users, non-smoker rates, you're going to come in at 50% less than everyone else for premium. I mean, you got to get creative now, right? They say, call it getting scrappy, right? We're in a pandemic. Get scrappy. I'm giving you some great ideas. Jot them down. Leverage these platforms and opportunities. Andrew, let's jump into the next slide here. We have a non-med chart that's very easy to use, okay? I said it 4 times now. We're all selling over the phone. You need to know where to go, right? And what the age limits and face amount limits are. You need everything at your fingertips. This is right on our website. And of course, you'll see Sagicor Life as one of the leading carriers there for all non-med. Okay, now talk about easy, right? So let's shift gears, getting back to Sagicor's IUL. Look how simple this is, okay? You run a quote on our website, okay? You're already logged in. You have a client on the phone. You're running a quote. You can do a share screen, whatever you want. Quote comes up, boom, Sagicor, left side, $38 a month, okay? I want it, done, hit the apply button. On the right side, e-app comes up, fill it out with your client, boom, approved. You just sold a policy in less than 10 minutes, and then I would do that self-enroll button for the scholarship program. You are done. You come out looking like a Superman or Superwoman, okay? And of course, new referrals. Let's not forget about that, because look what you just did for this client. Saved him a bunch of time, money, and you got a scholarship for little Jimmy, right? Who maybe couldn't afford to go to a 4-year university. Okay, big wins here. All right, let's move forward. Okay, scholarship program. If you've been with us a while, you've heard me preach about the scholarship program, okay, and why it's unique. And I'm going to tell you this, new changes, okay? Now, we just added 2 more colleges, almost 430 in every state now. The numbers are growing. And again, this doesn't cost your client. It doesn't cost you. There's nothing. If you're active with Levinson, we have 10 carriers that are approved, Sagicor being one, you're in, done. Very simple. Now with that button on the website, it makes it even easier. There's no more excuses. And again, you know, I always say this, if Andrew is pitching an IUL, non-med, right, and I'm pitching, let's say Sagicor, and we're neck and neck, face amount, premium, cash value, everything looks very comparable, right, apples to apples. They like Andrew a little more, doesn't matter. They're buying from me every time, okay? Yeah, Sagicor has a good name, good ratings, but it doesn't matter. You know what put them over the edge? That $40,000 scholarship for little Susie, okay, their granddaughter. So they're going to buy from me every time. You just have to learn how to explain when you're looking at an IUL or whole life or UL, take the cash value column, and then there's another third column right next to it, and it's going to show how the scholarship points accrue. Every point is $1 of scholarship. So now, instead of $53,000 of cash value in 20 years, they have $93,000 of cash value in 20 years. Okay, they're buying from me every single time, even if Andrew has the best personality and looks like a supermodel. Doesn't make a difference. They're buying from me because it's value add at the table, and that's what you need to learn. And I know everyone knows this, but again, I have to draw this point because it's strong when you use it. And again, use it for recruiting as well. Okay, let's jump into the feature presentation of the day. Very excited about this. We have our VP, Mr. Scott Barnes, joining us. We're going to dive right in, sit back, relax, take notes, and let's all walk away with nuggets. Scott, are you there, buddy?
Yes, I am, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's see. Are you able to see everything?
Yep, perfect.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you very much, Bill. Thank you, Andrew, for having me on today. And thank you for the opportunity to talk to everybody about our updated Sage IUL product. I'm hoping some of you may be somewhat familiar with the old product, but we updated our solution just this past Saturday. And you guys are actually my first official presentation of this solution to the field. So you guys are definitely at the forefront. That's always what I love about Bill, is that he's always on top of it and wants to be one of the first ones out the gate. So we're very pleased to be able to talk to you guys today. And let's go ahead and move right on into things. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an overview of some of the things that we're going to talk about today. We're going to do a brief review of the basics of IUL, some highlights about our updated product, our accelerating program, which Bill mentioned, talking about our streamlined, non-invasive process that offers you and your clients a better experience and how it's ideal in this environment of social distancing. We're also going to look at some case design tips and tricks, and we'll discuss some planning opportunities and next steps for your business. So what separates an index UL from other permanent life insurance policies is that it offers flexible premium options. So for example, one year your client may pay the illustrated premiums, and the following year, if they say have a nice bonus, or maybe they didn't get that bonus, they could pay more, or they potentially could pay less, which can help increase their policy's cash value if they're paying more. IUL policies include an insurance component and, of course, the cash accumulation component, since the cash value grows based on the performance of an equity index. Your clients experience some of the upside potential of index performance, limited by a capped rate of interest or participation rate. These policies also feature a floor, which of course protects your clients from market losses. These policies can be ideal for those clients who want growth opportunities, flexibility, tax-free gains, and the ability to build future cash reserves that can be accessed through income tax-free policy loans and withdrawals. But keep in mind that the opportunity to access tax-free money through loans and withdrawals requires that the contract stays in force, and of course that it is a non-MEC. So we do not want it to become a modified endowment contract. So Sagicor, Sage Index UL. So some of the big things that occurred and it's been enhanced is really the fact that we can get much better distributions than we were able to before. Part of that is because of the reduced cost of insurance, premium loads, and expense charges compared to the original version. You also will see the improved income distributions in this product, and that's something that, of course, again, is really sort of the selling point to this particular solution. We also added a preferred plus class. Previously, we only had a preferred class. Now you can get preferred plus tobacco or non-tobacco. So you can have either class. You don't see many companies that will actually offer a preferred plus tobacco class, but we will offer that. So that's something that is new for this particular update. We've also increased our credited interest rate bonus, and this is a guaranteed bonus that we pay beginning in year 11 of 0.75% applied to the account value. So previously it was just 0.50%. We've now improved it to 0.75%. And again, that is guaranteed. You might have solutions that you'll see out there that are talked about that will say, hey, we have these interest rate, or we have these bonuses, we have these multipliers and different things like that. Many times those things are not guaranteed. So this is a guaranteed addition to this particular solution. You also have the ability to run illustrations now on WinFlex. Previously, our IUL was not available on WinFlex, but it is now, and it's exceptionally easy to use. I actually use it myself as compared to even our software that we offer through our website, of course. But obviously, you can run it on either platform, whichever you decide you want to do. And of course, one of the biggest things that changed, and we actually were supposed to roll out this product a little bit sooner than now, but we actually had to update it to comply with new 7702 rules. This is a rule that came about at the end of 2020 that basically it gets into how interest is credited on policies. But the big thing that it changed for us is that you can now get more money into a life insurance contract than you were before it becomes a MEC. So let's say for the same premium dollars, you can actually you'll have less death benefit. And when you're doing income distributions, you actually want to minimize the death benefit so you can maximize the income. And we're one of the first companies to actually change, to update to these 7702 rules. Actually, I believe we're the second ones that have. So this is something that you're going to see throughout the year as other companies update their solutions. But as they do, these are actually going to get more competitive over time. But our solution is already updated to that. So we are in a great place from that perspective. So as you know, portfolio diversification can help reduce the risk of losses, whether it be market losses or gains lost to taxes. Sage IUL is a differentiated asset in the portfolio because it offers your clients tax efficiencies, including tax-deferred growth, so your clients don't pay capital gains or income taxes on their policy cash value that's growing over time. And a tax-deferred investment grows faster than, say, your taxable investment, crediting the same interest because the account is free to grow and compound without being eroded by taxes. This asset also offers tax efficiencies during income distribution because if the policy is designed and funded at non-MEC levels, your clients can access their accumulated cash value by taking income-free tax loans and withdrawals. This can be a significant advantage for those in the top tax brackets when they take distributions to supplement their retirement income. Because policy loans and withdrawals won't affect their tax bracket, increase their taxes, or impact their Social Security retirement benefits or Medicare premium. So that's a big thing. I mean, if you were having income that was, say, coming from an annuity, that potentially could increase the amounts that are accounted towards Social Security and Medicare, which could increase the amount of money that they might have to pay the premiums for, say, Medicare. So that's something to definitely keep into consideration when you're talking to clients. Also, for clients who want to retire early, there's no 10% penalty for taking tax-free income distributions before age 59 and a half. So unlike other allocations in the portfolio, Sage IUL offers the upside potential of market index performance with no risk of market losses. So there are many things that set Sage IUL apart from other index UL policies, including our accelerating process. That's an innovation that's agent and consumer friendly, and that's one that's ideal for this social distance selling that we're all doing right now. So, and also product simplicity. Unlike other carriers IULs with complex designs that include those multipliers and non-guaranteed features that can be difficult to illustrate and explain, Sage IUL is a policy that's easy to understand and explain to your clients. I can't emphasize that enough. If you were to go out and talk to some folks that have purchased other IULs out there, there's a very good chance they wouldn't be able to explain exactly what they have or what they have chosen as far as their index options are concerned. Ours is a very simple solution, and it makes things much easier, and it's a no apology product. So that means that you're never going to have to go back and apologize to your client because they don't understand what the heck they bought. We also have built-in chronic illness protection for no additional cost or underwriting. The crediting strategies that offer attractive growth potential with an 8% cap on the S&P and a 50% par on our global multi-index. I'll get into that in just a moment. And there are no fees to impede the growth, and a persistency bonus, of course, that I mentioned before, that rewards longevity and enhances growth. Because Sagicor is dedicated to meeting the changing client preferences, we develop and refine innovations that continue to deliver an excellent experience for you and your clients. LIMRA studies point to the fact that client preferences are changing when it comes to obtaining life insurance. And just a few years ago, consumers felt that traditional underwriting was too invasive and too time-consuming. We still are going through that today. So with these innovations that continue to occur, it really has been accelerated by that COVID-19. Since the public was afraid of the spread of the disease, masking and social distancing became part of everyday life, and it's become the new norm. LIMRA predicts that even beyond the pandemic, accelerated underwriting will expand and technology will be used to enhance the consumer experience. We're definitely going to see this continue to expand because we've entered a new age in really how everything is working within the insurance industry. As you are all aware, it's like the insurance industry is not the most progressive of industries out there, and this really lit a fire under everybody. We have been using this accelerating program for quite a long time, but again, you're seeing many more carriers finally catching on and doing the things that they're supposed to do. So with that in mind, accelerating is an ideal way to meet changing client preferences when it comes to buying life insurance. With accelerating, there's no need to have in-person client meetings. So it features e-application and policy delivery, and the e-application can be completed over the telephone with e-signature. If you do want to actually be in the same room with your clients or they're willing to meet, you can still do it with them via laptop, and then you can send an email to them, or if you have a tablet or anything like that, they can actually sign via the tablet. So you definitely still have options. You're not limited to just e-delivery and e-policies or e-applications. It's a completely fluid-free process with no paramed. So unlike other carriers, we work hard to avoid blood and urine from rated underwriting classes up to preferred plus. Even if your client is a standard underwriting class, instead of pivoting immediately to full underwriting, Sagicor will try to process your application with just an APS if we did need to get additional information. So many carriers, if the policy comes in at standard, there's a very good chance that they might say, well, if it looks like they're going to be standard, we're going to have to do full underwriting. The only time you might be able to get the immediate underwriting or the quick underwriting decision is if they would be considered a preferred or preferred plus. So that's something with us that's not a problem. There are also no uncomfortable telephone interviews for your clients. So this enables you to control the client relationship without having to hand the process off to a telephone interview. With Sagicor, you have the opportunity to receive that underwriting decision within minutes at the point of sale from, again, that rated up to a preferred plus underwriting class, including tobacco. Our competition can take days to do the same. So when you're looking at this, you can see here on the screen, up to age 50, you can get $1 million of death benefit. Up to age 65, you can get $500,000 of death benefit that'll fall within this. Because again, this is more of a cash value accumulation solution. The majority of cases that we're probably going to see with this, because it's built for cash value accumulation, are probably going to fall within those accelerating limits. So you're definitely going to be in a good place to be able to provide a solution that's going to be a much faster solution for your client than the traditional underwriting process. So let's take a look at the two different crediting strategies and the declared rate that are available on our Sage IUL. Of course, one of the strategies is the S&P 500 index. That has an 8% cap, but really to me, the seller, the sizzle on this product is our global multi-index bonus strategy. That has a 50% participation rate, so there's no cap on the potential that it has. 50% is allocated toward the S&P 500 index, 30% toward the Euro Stoxx 50, and 20% toward the Hang Seng. So you are getting coverage across some of the biggest, obviously US being the biggest economy, but the biggest economies in the world are covered under this solution. And the fact that you were looking at a 50% uncapped participation rate, that's really where this particular solution sings, because it is a very, very competitive solution, and you really do get all of that upside possibilities and diversification than you would just being in the S&P 500 index alone. So let's take a look real quick. And this, as you know, life can be unpredictable. Sage IUL not only provides your clients life insurance protection, it also includes benefits to your clients if they ever have changing needs. Premium payments are flexible, of course, allowing your clients to adjust payments on an ongoing basis. Crediting strategies can be adjusted on each policy anniversary. And in addition to flexibility, the policy also has the potential to build cash value based on premium paid and interest credited, which can be accessed through life events. This is a snapshot page, so this is part of our illustration that's taken at age 75, that's based on a male, issue age 45, preferred plus non-tobacco. As you can see here, we did an issue at a face amount of $400,000. So at age 75, he has that $400,000 death benefit still. His cash surrender value is $100,508. And for accelerated benefits for terminal illness, he has $99,000 available. And for chronic illness, he has $54,000 available. For the chronic illness protection itself, the pandemic has definitely increased people's awareness about for that need for chronic illness protection. As you know, COVID-19 took the lives of many of the vulnerable seniors who resided in nursing home facilities. And you can see here, 85% believe they should have a plan for care. 87% believe it's more important than ever to receive home care. And 61% claim they would rather die than living in a nursing home. The benefit of Sage IUL is that it's not long-term care insurance, but in the event they did need access to some of the benefit for chronic illness, they can access it if they are unable to perform 2 activities of daily living out of 6, and it will pay those cash benefits that they can be used any way they want. They don't have to use it to pay for a nursing home. They can use it to pay for that in-home care. And that's where the majority of clients are going to want to receive their care, is in-home. They prefer to have that option or have that ability. And this solution, because it's the way it's set up, is really built for that. It addresses the concerns that clients have about controlling the type of care they receive. And because it's an indemnity solution, your clients will have access to cash to use however they'd like. They could have in-home care, they can pay for home modifications, or even have a loved one care for them, and they can pay them. When you think about seniors needing care, a lot of responsibility may fall on their children to manage that care. And unlike reimbursement type riders, Sage IUL, there's no need to get receipts. Find qualified long-term care providers or struggle with the hassles of getting reimbursed for every expense. And remember, your clients' children may be your next generation of clients. So you want to make sure that they have a good experience during a difficult time. So if you do have a client and the parents are the ones that have the policy and they need that additional care and they access the benefits, you want them to have a good experience, and you want them to be able to look to you and say, hey, I'm glad your agent and advisor provided the solution to you. It's really been a lifesaver for us. And hopefully they're going to come to you. And that's really one of the big advantages of making sure that you're having those conversations with your clients, and then hopefully having those conversations with their children. So let's take a look at some of the changes that have occurred within our reporting, actually. So as part of our updated IUL, we've included some additional reports that we used to not include within there. We include this chronic illness page that details the amount of benefits that are available to you. That far right column shows what's available to them. And again, the way that's paid out is it's paid out as a lump sum benefit. And of course, it's a tax-free benefit. So the benefits they receive are not taxed in any way. So this shows you that, and you're able to highlight that within the illustration. One of the other things that we added into the software was the ability to see the internal rates of return based on the death benefit. This is one of those requests. For whatever reason, we didn't have it for a long time. Now we do. So when you get people, or when you're asking or you're thinking about, I want to be able to show them that internal rate of return based on the death benefit, you can show them this page, and this will show them exactly what they would be looking at on the death benefit, and even, of course, on the surrender value. In this particular instance, I mean, you would probably want to be looking at the death benefit because the surrender value, if we're showing distributions, the IRR on that would be a little bit different. So you definitely want to make sure they understand the difference between the surrender value and, of course, the death benefit IRR. Next, we have included a new expense report. So if you wanted to do an apples-to-apples comparison to any of our competitors, if you picked the exact same death benefits and then ran the illustrations and they have an expense report, you can look side by side and say, okay, this is how much they're charging for insurance charges, this is how much the interest is being credited, premium loads, different things like that. So this is a nice report to be able to highlight to your clients that this is a very efficient product and that it is going to be a good solution for them to take a look at if they do have that need for potentially retirement income, supplemental retirement income. So let's take a look here and we'll talk about some of the different case design tips and tricks. First, ask your client 5 questions that will influence how you run the illustrations themselves. Easy ones, of course, are listed here on the page. What are your goals, retirement income, or legacy? What is your time horizon? What is your risk tolerance? How do you feel about diversification? And what is your premium tolerance? One of the things that I like to make sure, especially with IUL, that I like to make sure people understand is that number 2, what is your time horizon? Typically, especially if you are using this for an income type of solution, you want to give it at least 15 years to marinate. So you don't want to start taking any income until absolutely necessary. The longer it has to marinate and compound over time, the more obviously that they would have the ability to be able to pull out in the future. So just keep that in mind. If you have somebody that says, look, I want to be able to start taking money out in 5 years, technically you could do that through loans with this particular solution, but I would not recommend it. You really want to give this these solutions time in order to maximize what the cash value will do. So let's take a look. So different ways that you design this. So think about it. There are 2 tests for determining whether a product meets the requirements to qualify as life insurance contract, taxed as life insurance rather than as an investment. Those tests are the CVAT or cash value accumulation test, or GPT or guideline premium test. You might notice those when you're doing illustrations. You'll see there'll be an option for death benefit option, and you can choose GPT or CVAT option. So when you're running an illustration in WinFlex or on our platform, it's important to know your client's goal, whether it's to maximize their death benefit or income distributions. So with this particular client who wants to create a legacy, in this case, the focus is on death benefit. So for death benefit, think CVAT because it limits cash value relative to the death benefit. So you use CVAT when your client prefers to maximize policy death benefit life expectancy, and your client doesn't want any limitations on the amount of premiums paid, keeping in mind that there are still premium limitations if your client does not want the policy to become a MEC. So when would you use the guideline premium test? So with the guideline premium test, that's when you want to use that is when you're doing maximum income. So when you're developing that solution or developing that illustration, you want to use the guideline premium test or GPT when your client is interested in lifetime cash accumulation and maximum policy income. And you also want to look at it if your client wants to use a variable death benefit and stuff the policy full of cash by paying the maximum level ongoing annual premiums for more than 10 years. So GPT is, if you're doing this for income purposes, that is the option that you want to make sure to select when you're running the illustrations, because that is going to give you the best opportunity to maximize the cash value accumulation. Also, think about level versus increasing premiums. Level premiums enable your client to know what their premiums will be for the life of the policy, but you also have the option of using increasing premium, which can help increase the value of the death benefit and the cash value over time. So you do have flexibility with IUL, and that's one of the great things about it. As I mentioned before, let's say that somebody has a bonus one year and they're able to put in an additional $10,000. So the next year, maybe they didn't get that bonus, or they're having things are a little bit tight. Maybe they can't put the premium in. So that gives them flexibility with this particular solution in order to give them the ability to make a decision. It's like, I want to make sure I'm paying my premium, but if for some reason I can't, then there's an option I can take here. So that's one of the things to think about when you're looking at illustrating these solutions. And of course, when you're illustrating for an income stream, it's good to know that Sagicor is updated to those 7702 rules. So the proceeds of your client's IUL policy will meet government requirements as tax advantage life insurance. You can now max fund at the higher levels and show your clients the income potential of Sage IUL. And this really, again, this is one of the big changes that occurred and why it took us a little bit longer to roll this out. Those 7702 updates have really given us the ability to stuff as much cash into these things without it becoming a mech. And that's really going to give your client the flexibility they need in order to maximize the income that they can take. So who can benefit from the Sage IUL? Clients in the top income brackets who are maximum funding their retirement and need other ways to supplement their retirement savings and income potential. Affluent individuals who need to diversify to protect against tax risk and gain tax advantages. Successful business owners who may need to supplement a traditional retirement plan. And of course, the upwardly mobile who may be launching careers that will put them into higher tax brackets. So let's recap real quick about what we reviewed today so that you can walk away with a couple things to remember. First is the new enhanced Sage IUL offers even more income potential for your clients than ever before. And you're going to, again, see it as compared to our competition out there in the world. We're going to have an exceptionally competitive product, and it's going to be typically showing some of the highest, if not the highest, income distributions in the marketplace. Accelerating, can't emphasize that enough. The convenience your clients want and the new way to sell in this time of social distancing. You don't want to have to meet with your clients if they don't want to meet. So if you can do everything over the phone, do e-application, e-delivery, this makes your life much simpler, makes their lives much simpler, and you're able to maximize the time that you have. Instead of going to visit a client where you might be able to see 3 or 4 clients a day, maybe you can make 15 phone calls and talk to 15 different people a day. So that's really a great way to maximize your time. We reviewed a few case design tips and tricks. Of course, if you do have questions, you can feel free to reach out to us. You can reach out to Bill and the team, and they'd be more than happy to help you as far as the design is concerned. And of course, we discussed some planning opportunities that may be in your book of business. So basically, from here, what you need to do is just, sit down, identify clients that are in your practice that may be a fit for this type of solution. Consider those who might not have a plan for care. A lot of them might not have had that conversation about needing care in their old age. So those chronic illness benefits, and this could be a solution that could potentially help to basically give them additional flexibility and opportunities to receive care if they were to need it. And of course, reach out to Levinson & Associates if you'd like to discuss a case. They are your go-to folks, and they are fantastic. And whether it's with Sagicor or another company, they're going to help you find the right solution for the right client. So, Bill, Andrew, I appreciate your time today. Hopefully, I didn't go over on time. So I'll turn it back over to you guys. And again, appreciate the opportunity to talk to everybody today.
That was great. Spot on. And what we're going to do, we have a closed line because of the number of attendees, but any questions for us, for Sagicor, just let us know or use the question box and we'll answer everyone. If we need to get them involved, we can even set up a conference call or whatever's needed to make sure that you have all of your questions answered. Plus, we're going to send out a thank you email to every single participant today, and we'll include Sagicor licensing, some incentives, brochures, everything you need to get started. All right, Andrew's going to take the wheel and show you some other resources that you can use to sell more of this IUL. Andrew?
Yep, thanks so much, Bill. Appreciate it. Thanks again, Scott, for a great presentation. I want to go over our IUL Experience platform. Many of you that are already with us are using this, and we definitely appreciate your IUL business. But for those of you that are not writing IULs with us, or you're not aware of this platform, we developed this IUL Experience page just for you. If you're an IUL agent, you're selling IUL out in the field, you need to know about Sagicor, its ins and outs, its charges, its cap rates, its features, its riders. Look no further than this section, okay? You go to our website, you can either go to IULexperience.com or you can go directly through the Levinson & Associates website, and we have everything at your fingertips, okay? We have product information, sales strategy, prospecting, sales scripts, lead options, training materials. Everything that you need will be at your disposal, so you don't have to travel to all these different websites and, one carrier is over here, one carrier is over there. So we harness all of that information into one place, and we've updated our website with all of Sagicor's new information, which we will also send out at the end, as Bill mentioned. But I just want to let you know, if you're not using it, you really do need to take advantage of this. It's absolutely free to use. What I want to do right now, though, is I want to take a minute and I want to highlight something that's very important, and I think it gets overlooked. But, we talk about how great the IUL is, and we talk about how important it is to diversify and have tax advantages. But if you can't explain it properly to the client, it's not going to do you any good, right? We know that the IUL is not the easiest product to understand. So you need a presentation system that allows you to sell the product in a clear, concise way that's easy for the client to understand exactly what they're getting and why it's an important choice for them, right? So we know that Sagicor's got a great product. We know the ins and outs, but how do we portray that to the customer, right? How do we explain to them that this is important? And that's why you need to be using our IUL sales software, okay? This is 100% complimentary. If you're a Sagicor agent or any IUL carrier with us, we have 8 carriers that are fully compliant with this software. All you have to do is be appointed with us, and we will run these scenarios and reports for you, okay? And this IUL software makes the process easy to understand. You can see on the screen that there's pre-approach materials, there's charts, there's breakdowns of the 5 benefits of IUL, including taxation and legacy planning and all of the above that we just talked about, but it breaks it down in a very easy-to-read, few-page presentation, okay? That cannot be understated. I promise you this, and I'm going to show you on the next screen, that we actually had an agent win a case recently because he was able to adequately show the IUL. And it doesn't matter which IUL it is. In this case, we're talking about Sagicor, but you just need to have a plan of action in presenting the IUL to the client, okay? So you'll see on the screen, it's 0 upfront cost. Like I said, it's complimentary for you. If you want your own software access, meaning you want us to add it to your computer system, all you have to do is write $20,000 of annualized target premium with Levinson, and we pay for the entire program for you, which is an $1,800 value. We're going to pay for that for you, okay? So definitely take advantage of that. You can contact myself or anybody here in marketing, and we're going to help you with that. But what I want to show you real quick is something very powerful, okay? I'm only going to spend a minute on this, but this is what helped the agent close the sale, okay? And this is part of the presentation. And this is showing a less favorable market, which is between the years of 2000 and 2010, right? That was the worst decade in recent history, right? Where we had the crash of the real estate bubble, right? So you can see on the chart that if you were in a managed money account, let's say an IRA, 401k, look, you would be the red column. You would be that red line going below 0%. You'd be negative 22. That's not a good number, negative 37, right? But if you are in an IUL between 2000 and 2010, you would have averaged the green, which is over 4%. So I don't know anybody that can argue this point. Would you rather be the yellow or the green? I mean, the red or the green? To me, I would rather be the green column, right? And if you repeat the worst decade in history over and over, let's say we just kept having the bubble hit every single decade, we're still at over 4% rate of return. So to me, showing this is a very powerful asset with an 11. This is just an example on an 11% cap product and a 0% floor, right? And there's different scenarios based on how we build this report for you. But I just wanted to drive the point home that this is the type of thing that you should show that an illustration doesn't normally show. Okay, so definitely take advantage of this, and we're going to be happy to run you your first illustration. I'm going to get it over to Bill. We have a great social media contest that I think you guys need to know about. Bill, you there?
Yep. Thank you, Andrew. And by the way, we're just about done. So I know a lot of you are holding on till the end, which we appreciate. Hopefully you'll be a winner. This is really, really simple. Okay. And like they always say about any business, right, or any person, we can sit here and talk about, us being one of the top IMOs in the country, but you need to really hear it from other agents like you all. Okay. So the point is, check out our social media pages, and you're going to hear from other agents in the field. And I just want you to see the proof is in the pudding. Okay. And we're not perfect by any means. Okay. But I'll tell you what, if there's any issues, any problems, we are here 100% of the time to make it right and do whatever we can with our direct relationships at the home office. Okay, Sagicor included. So it's very important to know. So what we wanted to do, make sure, okay, and by the way, these days, if you're an agent and you don't have a website and at the very minimum a Facebook page, you're driving a horse around New York City, okay, which is not a good thing, especially during a pandemic. So make sure at the minimum you have this set up, and make sure you like our pages and follow us, okay, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and all you have to do, obviously, like us or follow us, okay, and it could be any two of these 4 platforms, no problem if you're only on LinkedIn and Facebook. So like us, okay, and then as soon as you write your first app, the first 3 agents, $250 Amazon gift card on us. We already had 1 agent hit it, but we have 2 spots left, and I hope it's going to be you all. So anyway, check out our social media pages, and hopefully you win the gift card. All right, let's move forward. We're going to jump into our weekly training webinar series, which is what you're on right now. So in blue on the bottom, that's what's coming up. So the big $1.5 million instant decision, 100% client-driven term product. The rollout is on the 8th. You don't want to miss that. And I don't care what part of the industry you're focused on, okay? Everyone, and I mean everyone, I'm not saying that lightly, can use and sell this product. It's so easy, and we all know someone that needs a term policy to protect a loan, for a mortgage, for maybe whatever the case is, children, grandchildren, doesn't make a difference. It doesn't get any easier than this, and that's the product with those 2 underwriting niches that sets this apart from anything else in the industry. Forget an instant decision product, but no one else has those 2 niches. So great stuff. And it was cigar smokers, marijuana users. You want to use this product. Occasional users, by the way. I'm going to put that out there. Okay, on the bottom, disability income ideas for 2021. So there's a lot of times, a lot of agents, kind of put this on the back burner, disability income. So there's a lot of money to be made here. That's what agents don't realize. They say, oh yeah, the first year comp is very low. The renewals are outrageous, okay? In some cases, 5 to 15% renewals every year. So you can build a nice little income stream for yourself. Plus, most young professionals, not even young, it could be middle-aged, they need disability income and they don't think about it. So anyway, bring this up to your prospects, and now we have programs that go all the way to $15,000, $20,000 a month of a DI benefit, all non-med, sold over the phone. Okay, so no more excuse. That's going to be a great one on the 15th. And then, of course, all of our technology, which is 90% of this is free to you, but all of our technology, we break down into 5 different daily trainings. And Kevin, our programmer, hosts these calls. It's an open forum, like a chat room, gives you a chance to ask questions and get comfortable with a retail free website, with a CRM tool, with a virtual assistant, okay, on pennies on the dollar is what that will cost you. We have a GA tool that allows you to bring in other agents and then gives you a tracking device so you can watch all of the licensing applications coming in on a Sunday afternoon while you're watching football or cheerleading practice. You know, it's totally up to you. But anyway, take advantage of what we have to offer, and no one else has this stuff. Okay, so again, use it for you and use it to recruit. All right, last slide, question of the day. My favorite part of the webinar. Okay, so real quick, left side, that is my 99-year-old grandmother that just passed on. So we'll say a little prayer for her, and this is my Positive Tuesday quote. My top 5 life lessons: forgive, forget, no regrets. Say the words, I love you more. This is a big one. Number 3, positive or negative thoughts will change your life for the better or for the worse. So I always try to feed my head with positivity, and I hope you all try to do the same. Stay happy and healthy, especially right now. That's a big one. Set goals high and never underestimate yourself. It's amazing what we're all capable of when we're pushed up against a wall. We've all had those situations where we thought, you know what, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, but we made it. Okay, don't forget that. We're going to end with a hashtag RIP Grandma. Rest in peace. And we're going to have our question of the day. Shifting gears here. Okay, I hope everyone's fingers are on their keyboard and you are ready to rock and roll. And by the way, my promise was to end before 4 p.m. Eastern. We did exactly that, okay, on record. Question of the day. This is a 3-part question, okay? We made it a little bit tricky, but I said it 3 times. I need to know, and you can, it doesn't matter what order, I need to know Sagicor's rating. What are they rated? Number 1. Number 2, what's the max non-med face amount? Okay, tell me the max face amount for no exam, no phone interview, and the max issue age to get that non-med face amount. Okay, so 3 parts. Sagicor's rating, max face amount, max issue age to get the non-med product. 3-part. Andrew, do we have a winner?
Yes, we do. We have one winner we had a lot of great answers. They're all correct, but the first person to correctly answer is Neil P. Neil P. He is from Florida.
Neil P., congratulations. The answer is A- rated, up to $1 million, non-med, issue age 65. With that said, have a wonderful Thursday, a great holiday weekend, okay? Happy holidays to all of you that celebrate, and let's have a great 2021 and leverage these resources, folks. I can't stress it enough. We'll see you next week. Take care, and thanks again.